It is a picture-perfect evening at the Daytona State Soccer Complex. We are thrilled you are here with us. This is the home of the Falcons, ascending up the ranks of NJCAA soccer, now ranked number 13. Tonight, they host the Bobcats of Pasco-Hernando State College. I'm Drew Felios, everybody, alongside the Professor Ted Sofianos. Ted, big night for NJCAA soccer, and the Falcons have had an amazing year thus far.
Yes, and as you mentioned, 13th in the nation. Obviously, right now we're looking at a D1 school playing at D2, right? Two different types of programs, but the Bobcats right now trying to claw their way to their first win.
And now we pause for the national anthem. So we're set to go. Falcons in the white and blue. Pasco-Hernando on the other side. The Bobcats wearing the all black here tonight. Second meeting between these two teams here in 2022. And there's the starting lineup for the visitors. Tara Taylor is the goalkeeper. Koshman, Batier, Spate, Decato, Picant, Buckhalter, Morrison, Choplik, Oliver, and Aaron King will be in the midfield as well, wearing number 14. They've got a brand new head coach. In his first season, Mark Leonard has taken over this program. Very popular coach at the high school level, now moving on to the college ranks, hoping to have that same success.
Yeah, he had some tremendous success. As they were just saying right now, great graphic, Wesley Chapel High School. So, here he is with his, inauguration, and it might be a little bit on the tough side. He's going again second time here for DSC. We'll see how it goes.
On the other side, Daytona State, Lucia Guemes, a big-time Division I prospect in the net. She has been outstanding this year. Morgan Hosher in the lineup. She's a forward. Draper, Kujur, Alisa Cruz, Akari Kishida. Akari and Wakaba, 10 and 15, both from Japan. We'll be talking a lot about them here tonight. Alejandra Espinoza with Worley, Hardin, Boston, and Shania Harris, number 8, manning the midfield. And there is the head coach, Hope Clark, who is just absolutely put this program on a rocket ship, and right now they are ascending to the top.
She is a dynamo. I mean, what a storied past Hope Clark has had, and I bet you that the DSC administration is really happy to have her here, Drew. And we'll just talk about, there's just so much we can talk about as the game goes on about Hope Clark and the team.
Halifax Health is a proud supporter of Falcon Athletics and the official healthcare provider for the Falcon Athletic Program. Halifax Health and Daytona State. Incredible partnership, and we're thrilled to have them along with us year after year. It is a gorgeous night. Let's play some soccer, Ted. This is going to be awesome.
Oh, it's time. Let's take the gloves off and get ready to rumble here.
Wakaba puts it in play. We are underway from Daytona State. Mentioned the number 13 ranking in NJCAA, Ted. They also registered a number 10 ranking with United Soccer Coaches just this week. So the Falcons getting a lot of attention, starting to turn a lot of heads in NJCAA play.
Oh, yeah. And you take a look at their roster. I mean, Hope Clark has got a long recruiting arm all the way to, Asia, Japan. 2 players that you're going to be noticing tonight.
Second meeting between these teams. Daytona State taking down Pasco-Hernando 8-0. That was back on September the 10th. So the Bobcats just want to come in here. They know this is not going to be easy. Just try and possess the ball, make strides, and possibly keep it close.
Right.
Daytona State with so many weapons and so much depth. They have decimated the competition thus far, and here they are on the attack. Falcons send it into the box. This one is going to sail out of bounds, and a goal kick will be coming up for Tara Taylor.
Yeah, you got to wonder how Coach, for Pasco-Hernando, the Bobcats, Mark Leonard, how is he going to deal with a lot of the pressure that'll be coming about tonight from the Lady Falcons, especially with those 2 strikers, 8 goals from Kaguri, number 10. Leading scorer of the team right now with 8 goals. And not too far behind, we have Yoshida, or I should say Kushida. Akari Kushida.
Yeah, both players from Japan. They were teammates before coming here to Daytona State, so sort of a package deal.
Whoa.
As that ball set into the box, and a near goal to start for the Falcons. Great idea, just sailed a little bit high. And in the box there, that was Shania Harris, the midfielder, sophomore out of Jamaica. She is incredibly skilled.
Yeah, just took that one a little bit over the bar. Great cross, though. Here's a number 11, Oliver. Going to send it out of the 18-yard box. Pinpoint accuracy there by Oliver.
Aaron King possessing here for Pasco-Hernando. Bobcats trying to make some strides here tonight as a team. Anytime you have a first-year head coach, you are rebuilding. And it's interesting, Coach Mark Leonard recruiting a lot of the players that he coached with and against while he was on the high school level. Go with what works. Here comes Daytona State once more. That ball is going to be tapped out. Let's see, we will have the first corner of the game.
And that was a great defensive play by Ashley Klopek, number 17. Nicely done. But there it is. I mean, just a quick, they lost possession of the ball, the Bobcats did, in the center. They unfortunately tried to put it to a forward that was surrounded, and really the ball should have been played square along the center midfield line there.
So this is the crafty Akari Kushida. She is the end swinger, the freshman. Tremendous vision she has, and she can spot that ball perfectly into the box. Couple heads get on it, and it rolls out. Bobcats avoid more danger.
That was a nice cross. Lefty, obviously, with the in-swinger. You'll notice at this level in D1, these Lady Falcons, I mean, a lot of them are ambidextrous with both feet. That certainly comes into play when you're getting to a high level. You were mentioning before Hope Clark and the team. So now Hope Clark here for, and she actually, I mean, some of her past include, she's a talent ID scout for U.S. soccer, U.S. women's soccer. I mean, so some of the things that I'll be reading about her tonight, and I'm sure yourself, Drew, really incredible, her accomplishments.
Just awesome credentials coming here to Daytona State. And she has a true vision, what she wants this program to be, and they are becoming just that and even more. Got the great facility here. You've got the great talent as the Falcons continue to make strides in the soccer world.
And even though we're on the home court here, obviously, Drew, we've done baseball together. We've done, basketball as well as soccer. On each coach here at DSC,
Allison Worley taking the shot. Did not have much of an angle that time, but still able to stick it in the back of the net. Wow, what a play by Worley. The transfer from Troy getting Daytona State on the board.
Wow. I mean, there was not much room to squeeze that in. By the way, we have an excellent TV crew here tonight with WDSC, and I know We'll be seeing some great replays from the booth tonight. And there is a great shot of Allison Worley. Big smile. Somehow just put that in the upper right-hand corner, and here it is. A lofting ball to Worley. She's on the right wing. Just pushes it forward.
Did not think she was going to get this done because she was pushed up against the end line and able to strike it perfectly.
What an angle
for the first goal.
There was like no angle, but great job.
Sample of the firepower of Daytona State.
That's
Early 1-0 lead.
That's one where if she was to miss, the coach would have been saying, "Hey, you gotta cross it." But in that case, it did not matter.
Lucia Güemes gets her hands on it for the first time. Sophomore out of Spain. 4 goalkeepers on the roster for Daytona State. It's been a very competitive preseason and early part of the season. We've also got a player by the name of Megan Peak out of Tampa Catholic who's trying to get a spot in that rotation. She is improving day in and day out. Goalkeeping position, very competitive, but you know how that is, Ted.
Oh, yeah.
It's very tough to get on the field when you've got a star like Güemes doing her thing. And look at this distribution.
Oh.
Another opportunity, another shot, and ring another one up for Allison Worley.
If this is how it's going to start, Drew, I think a lot of folks that were on the Lady Falcons that are not starters tonight, they're going to see a lot of playing time if this continues.
Allison Worley is from Melbourne. She was at Troy University. Things were not going the way she anticipated there. And tell you what, Coach Hope Clark recruited her very, very hard and thrilled to have 26 in the program here in Daytona. This is what she does best.
Oh, yeah,
Complete control.
Very balanced roster as far as, where she's, picking players from, Florida. But, boy, that long reach, from Spain, Jamaica, Japan, as you mentioned before, Sweden, Kenya, Jamaica. I mean, wow. Quite a mix of diversity, and they really see themselves as a sisterhood. And not just with the soccer. They look at scholastics, and they study together. They have study buddies. They have study groups. Very scholastically minded here at Daytona State, and I'm sure that's with every college.
Take it away.
Every 2-year program tries to do their best with that, and it just so happens the Lady Falcons have a number of accolades regarding their grades, whether it's the volleyball team.
Yeah, the volleyball team impressive. We've had them the last 2 broadcasts here on WDSC TV. Tonight, soccer taking center stage, and then on Friday we've got the men on our broadcast, followed by the ladies once again on Saturday. And guess what? It is homecoming week. So if you take the field or the court in any sport, you're going to want to play your absolute best because student body's going to come out, parents are coming out, fans are coming out. Daytona State Falcon sports in full effect.
Oh, yeah. And, with this 2-year program also having the new dorms.
Get this one in the box and it's hammered just out of bounds.
Approximately 280 students that are on campus. We have a number of them in the crowds here today in the stands. And so we're looking, or at least Daytona State is looking at a robust Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for homecoming weekend. And obviously kicking it off tonight, Wednesday night with a win, Drew, is just going to set the table for what's to come.
Pasco-Hernando trying to build from the back. A brace already for Allison Worley, the Detroit transfer. And Daytona State, once again, just owning the midfield right now. See Espinoza get a quick touch for the Falcons. Daytona State, very deep team I mentioned. They'll play with 18 to even 22 players, and our first offside going to be called here with 37 minutes, just under 37 minutes left to go first half.
Just a pro and con of the strategy being used right now by the defense, which is obviously Pasco-Hernando, the Bobcats. They are flooding that last line. I saw almost 7 Bobcats were there defending, and that doesn't leave you anything for being in the midfield or your strikers. So they're putting everything back. But what I like what they did there, this is the pro, they held the line. And when you hold the line in a parallel way or perpendicular to the goal, you are going to then create those offsides calls, and that's going to be a saving grace, I think, strategically speaking, for the Bobcats.
Falcons now to throw it in. If you're just joining us, Allison Worley already with the brace. Cruz tosses it in. Cruz out of a veto. Asked Coach Hope Clark what was the strength of this Falcon team. Was it the defense? Was it the midfield? Was it the forwards up top? And that final third, the goal scorer, she says, Drew, right now it's everybody. Everything is working. It begins with our defense, but can't really pinpoint one unit. It has been really a team effort from the start of the season. 7 games unbeaten for the team in white and blue.
You can tell, I'm sure, with you folks in TV land looking at home, the field is just in great shape after being battered here with 18 inches of rain. So it's really drained well. It looks beautiful out there. I was just walking around. I said, oh, man, I wish I wasn't this old. I like to play a pickup game on this field, Drew. It's beautiful.
Yeah, this soccer complex, second to none. Taken away once more, right at that midfield line. Daytona State trying to work it into scoring position once again. They send it forward. The keeper's going to come out and get her hands on it. So Tara Taylor will now send it out. You mentioned, though, Hurricane Ian, and how could we not mention that? Daytona State did have one game postponed, that Eastern Florida contest. But other than that, things went relatively well as far as the team is concerned. Everybody is safe. And that is all you can ask for, but several had to evacuate, decided to do just that. Others decided to come here and play. And Tuesday, the day before the hurricane, the day before it hit that West Coast, Falcons actually had a practice. Coach Clark said, hey, ladies, we have one day to get it in. She said 14 players showed up and said, come on, let's go.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And obviously when you have a number of the Lady Falcons living on campus, I mean, you really do have that, dorm mentality, living on campus. And like you were saying before, Drew, not only is this a beautiful facility, but so is.
Here's Harris attacking, and she will tuck it away for goal number 3. Shania Harris for Daytona State. Made huge strides from last year, and you saw the skill when the ball is at her feet.
I mean, how calm? How calm was she? Yeah, okay, so what? You're up 2-0, I get it. Maybe a little bit easier to beat Till, a little bit more calm when it's 2-0. But, boy, here it is. I mean, takes the ball, then starts dribbling with her right foot, beats that player, number 17, which was Klopek, and just buries it in that's textbook, bottom right-hand corner. Well done, camera crew. Beautiful angle on that, and just a gorgeous put away. Whew. From Portmore, Jamaica.
No, you can just tell the Falcons, after having that game against Eastern Florida postponed, their last game, Ted, was September 22nd. That was a few weeks ago. Seems like an eternity. They are fired up to play tonight, and that is not good for the Bobcats.
Oh, no, exactly true. No. A little bit too much of a cooling off period, I suppose.
Our officials, Wesley Costa, head official tonight, Monsef Hajiji, and Jonathan Quinter. So Costa, Hadiji, and Quinter seen great officiating at the NJCAA level over the years. Ted, you're a former official yourself in soccer?
Yes. Back in the day when I could run with these hips. It's never easy. I don't think the men's game versus the ladies' game is easier at all. It's just as intense. I've done both, but I will say the ladies seem to be a little bit more sportsmanlike. Right?
Yeah, a big part of officiating is just keeping players under control, as things can get heated so quickly in a very physical game. You see Alejandra Espinoza out of Boca Raton, came from Boca Raton Community College. Tremendous quality she has on the ball, and there's the wall from the Bobcats.
3-person wall there.
It's going to be Kashida doing the honors for Daytona State. Akari Kushida
Oh, my.
with a blast.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Jiminy. Okay. We still got another third. We still got 2/3 of this half to play. And 4-0. I think she was a little bit surprised that it went in. Here's the replay, Drew.
An absolute wonder strike.
Oh.
Top shelf. Keeper could do nothing with it. What a goal. Akari Kushida, one for the highlight reels here at Daytona State.
And that was just such a beautiful angle to watch that bender in the upper, as we say, we used to, Olympiakos, Panathinaikos, I can't remember the other Greek team, but that's what we call the Gamma. The Gamma or the Gamma, right? That's Alpha, Beta, Gamma, right? That's the upper corners of both sides, what they're called. And that was right up there in the Gamma.
Akari Kushida. What a player. Just a freshman. Coach Clark loves what she has brought to the pitch. Her along with Kugwir, two Japanese players, have brought a work rate and a professionalism that is definitely going to spread throughout the program. That kind of stuff is contagious.
Well, the Bobcats dealt with that, but you see how many people are back. They've got 9 players back and only 1 up right now. And if DSC is going to continue to score with that much, personnel in the defensive third, it's going to be difficult night for the Bobcats.
Have not had a substitute just yet in this game, but that's about to change as Daytona State will go to the bench for the first time. And it looks like Harris is going to come out for the Falcons, and we'll welcome in number 13, Jada Samuels, freshman out of Tampa, Sickles High School represented. The Griffins, tremendous high school in the northern part of Tampa.
You know that area very well, Drew, since you live out that way. So.
Number 13.
And here she comes, wasting no time, trying to get to that end line, and they're going to call it out of bounds here and have a goal kick for the Bobcats.
Boy, she's got some speed. Turned the burners on right there and almost got that ball in.
So soccer tonight. Tomorrow night, it is free movie night at the Landing from 6 to 10 p.m. as the movie Thor, Love and Thunder will be shown. Students, faculty, staff, their families welcome to a movie on the big screen at the Landing at Nunaman Hall, sponsored by the Office of Student Development. It's going to be an awesome event. Going to be a fun evening. Pizza, multiple fire pits, s'mores, popcorn, and it's all free. If it's free, it's definitely for me.
And you can get a ticket to win a $250 foundation scholarship, which is not too bad, right? Not too shabby. Take $250 off the bill.
Ted, I think I know what I'm doing tomorrow night. Homecoming activities going to be plentiful over the next several days here on campus at Daytona State. And there's the website, daytonastate.edu/homecoming. Homecoming 2022, a year to remember here on campus. Trying to split the flag will finally go up. It looked like that was onside, but a little bit of a late whistle. But again, homecoming is here, and Ted, it's just so cool, like you mentioned, on-campus housing this year for the first time ever. Just a different vibe on campus here for the Falcons.
It'll be a plentiful vibe, right? You'll have more students, more activities. Anytime you're in a 2-year program where you didn't used to have students living on campus, you have attendees that will show up for various events, but here they're right around the corner. So I guarantee you'll see the sports teams showing up en masse.
That went off the scoreboard. And it'll be a throw-in on the far side for Daytona State. So we're slowly going to see some of the other weapons the Falcons have to work with this year. The goal is, of course, the national tournament. Falcons feel like they have got the pieces in place, continue to gel, and take some big strides tonight. Here's Kugwir. She'll cross it over. Couldn't get the angle. And now Pasco-Hernando trying to regain possession. And that's so difficult when you have a team as athletic as Daytona State, just getting possession, Ted, and working it around and making every possession mean something is tough to do.
Right. I mean, it's a frenetic pace right now by the DSC middies and offense, right? And so you are trying to flood as much defense back there as the Bobcats are doing, but then you leave yourself with nothing in the, around midfield as far as any strikers, and they're all too busy, handling these great skill sets of the DSC Lady Falcons. We just watched them. Each and every one of them can pass. They're good dribblers, to great to good dribblers. Each and every one of them. They understand, the triangles as far as passing, setting up those triangles, creating space, creating those connections, wall balls, through balls. A lot of talk you can hear as well coming from the players, which is very important. As a coach, I hated silence because that means you're not telling people where they are and where they need to be and who's on you.
Falcons will attack once more. This is Kuguir. Inside the box again. What's she going to do? She goes left, and that looks like it went off a Bobcat and should be another corner here for the Falcons. So, Wakaba out of Japan is showing that she can go either way and got great spirit, not just great skill. She has meshed with her teammates. She's done so well with that tremendous first touch she has brought to the field.
And there's the teammates you just saw, both of them from Japan. Teammates back in Japan, and now they're here together, and I know Coach is happy to have them.
Ball sent into the box, and it comes out. So Pasco-Hernando trying to get some momentum. It has been all Falcons here early on. Falcons able to take it away once more. We'll send it down. And here is that speedy freshman, Jada Samuels. This one will be deflected out. Daytona State will have another corner. So the Falcons right now in control. 4 goals on the board here in the first 20-plus minutes.
You think about it, they haven't played for a while, as you mentioned before, Drew. Last practice was the day before, the official, hurricane coming on to the West Coast land. Terrible situation, of course, out there, and our prayers and thoughts go out to everybody for what's going on and praying that they recover as quick as possible.
Kari Kishida. Pretty good entry that time. It's gathered in by Worley. Worley will take it. She is thirsty tonight for some goals.
How about that for a turn? Left-footed, just over the bar, just maybe a couple of inches. But as they were, as they had that kind of cooling off period, right, no practices and whatnot, they're itching to play. They're doing a great job. They're trying to, of course, show what they can do. And as you mentioned before, 13th, right, and then the coaches panel that you mentioned before, right, 10th in the nation for JUCO, and JUCO affectionately referred to as NJCAA.
Teddy, right there, that's April Elizabeth Manor, and Coach Manor is a new hire for the soccer program this year. Tremendous attention to detail she's brought to the staff, and her job, tighten up that defense. And Daytona State has been exceptional defensively thus far. Coach Clark says, my new hire, Coach Manor, is simply getting it done.
Yeah, I think Hope Clark was speaking very well of the new hire as well. Oh!
Ball is loose. Look out. Keeper trying to recover near goal number 5 for the Falcons.
Right, and I was just going to mention in the last 5 games, they've only had, you were mentioning defense, Daytona State only had 1 goal scored against them.
Well, this is Ariana Wilson, comes off the bench, Ted. This is one of those games where as soon as you get into the game, if you're going to get a goal this season, tonight's a good night to do it.
Right. That'll improve the stat sheet for sure.
Once again, serviced in. Falcons try to get ahead on it. And eventually, Ashley Klopik will attempt to clear.
Actually, it's a great clear. So many, I mean, if you watch the pros, that is one of the worst scenarios that occurs when you, let's say, head a ball and you don't get it over the, the sideline, and it gets to another player. You're basically giving that second chance or that third chance. So great clear. That was left-footed over the sideline. Well done. Wow, what skill.
Samuels deflected. Daytona State ball. Here as we approach 20 minutes left to play, half number 1.
I think I've got this marked as the 5th corner. I mean, the onslaught of offense just keeps on coming. No break here in the offense. They're hungry for more at 4-0 rather, with 21 minutes remaining.
So it's Espinoza now setting things up, the freshman from Boca Raton. She's the outswinger. Sends it a little bit deep, the one touch, as Worley tried to make it a one-timer, but it sailed just high. That is a tough play to execute, isn't it?
Oh, it's very difficult taking it out of the air like that. Just a little bit on the back foot. You might have noticed she was leaning just a little bit back because wasn't in the perfect position to receive that. That's not her fault. The ball was out swinging, but a really good attempt. Even with the pros, one of the hardest things to do is get that knee over the ball and then drill it with the instep. One of the hardest skills to learn, especially when you're, at a very, advanced pace.
Ariana Wilson. Falcons dominating possession.
That's one of the few times you've seen Daytona State's back line.
This ball will get by in the danger zone. Keeper comes way off her line and is able to set it back to midfield. Now the Bobcats trying to turn and go, and that Daytona State defense will be put to the test for the first time. It's a foot race. Koshman. And she is going to be pinned. Cruz trying to chase her down, made it a tough angle, and nicely done as Güemes was able to recover.
I like that. That's a great effort by Koshman. Just needed a few more players to come on up, but wow, how speedy. All right. Kaylee Koshman. Burning around the corner there. Just didn't get a great angle for the cross.
21 new players this season on this Falcons roster. So it feels like a team that is rebuilding.
Oh boy.
And here is Shania once again. There's that crossover. Can she get the angle and tuck it in? Tries to get it inside that far post.
My
it's going to
goodness.
stay outside the line.
She had it all lined up. She even pulled it back, and it hit right off the post.
That is as close as you are going to get.
I mean, the angle was a little bit tough for sure, but I thought that was going to be buried.
Daytona State has also had some routes this year. Took down USC Lancaster 9-0. And here she is once more. Tell you what, that keeper is going to be having nightmares of number 8, Shania Harris. She is attacking the goal furiously here in this game.
She just made up for that miss.
So Harris has the brace as well. 2 goals for Worley, 2 for Harris. It's 5-0.
I'm just wondering at this point if you have enough of a speedier deal. Great shot. Look how she just kind of took that calmly. And you'll just notice the keeper's set here, right? So as that ball's played to Harris, right? She looks up, looks down, looks back up, and then the keeper has no chance because the keeper was in no man's land. Güemes, right? Güemes. In no man's land or no woman's land.
And there you see the coaching going on. Coach Manor having a word with Cruz, who was nearly beaten on that last play, but was able to recover.
Right.
But good chance to learn as these players are going to face better and better competition as the season goes along.
See, there's a great example where they did have some players now moving into that third of offense for the Bobcats, but they've got to play controlled offense. They've got to be crisp with their passes if they want to keep possession. And that's one of the few mistakes I've seen thus far as DSC with their passing.
Mentioned the 21 new players for Daytona State. They have blended so well together. Great chemistry has been formed here in 2022. You've seen that thus far in this game. But three of the players, Ted, Draper, Espinoza, and Samuels, are stud freshmen for the Falcons. And Coach Clark went on and on about how tough it was to recruit them. You got to constantly make those visits, constantly make those phone calls.
Well, the offers and the calls, right? And the texts, they're coming from all over the place. But great that we have scholarships to offer. When I say we, I mean that JUCO or NJCAA schools have that ability to offer scholarships to various players, especially with right now you're looking at the D1 squad, Daytona State, controlling the ball. I can't tell you the exact rules for D2, though, as far as scholarships go. That one I don't know, Drew.
Saw Sydney Spinder check into the game for Daytona State. Daytona State with just tremendous pace. See Spinder with the ball at her feet. And now Pasco-Hernando State College trying to counter once more. And it's just been a pass here or there just like that. Yeah. They have not been able to keep those runs going. Alejandra Draper, now one of those great freshmen I was just talking about out of Steinbrenner High School.
Yeah, that was 24 Boyakis, and just couldn't kind of corral that ball in. That would have looked real good had it gone to feet, because she was like a slingshot through the middle there, number 24, Alicia Boyakis.
Marley Spate on the throw-in. 5-0 Daytona State, and looking for more here to kick off homecoming week on WDSC TV. Drew Felios, Ted Sofianos, and our phenomenal crew at WDSC TV, part of the Daytona State Multimedia Department, year after year putting great productions on the air. Ted, such a privilege to be part of this great group.
Yeah, I mean, they have a great program here in broadcast TV production, where a lot of what's going on right now is happening. They have interns, of course, that work taking classes here as part of the production crew here on the Daytona State campus. They also have a digital and interactive media program at Daytona State. Used to be new, but that's now several years old. You know, I think about where we are, Drew, and this wasn't even here several years ago.
Yeah, it's incredible how it came together so quickly. And now look out. Here it comes. Tuck it in. One more time. Allison Worley. She's having herself a night. Now with a hat trick.
Wow.
Actually, that was 21 that time. That's Espinoza who tucked it in for the goal. One nearly identical with that long ponytail in the back. Espinoza and Worley, but Espinoza credited.
Yes, and I liked what you said. Neatly tucked in. It certainly was. Wow, 6-0. I'm sure you're going to see the starters not be on for Daytona State come the second half. Probably see a wholesale line or system change.
Guemes sends it out with that outlet. And the Falcons now trying to run again. Alexandra Draper. Coach Mark Leonard looking on. First year as a head coach, you're going to run into these kind of nights where the team on the other side just superior in every which way. But that's part of the building process.
Right, Drew.
And his program is going to grow over time.
You know, I was mentioning this before as far as some of the offense of the Lady Falcons. I wonder if he has a couple of defenders that he could just put one-on-one and just have them mark up rather than play, kind of like the defense they have spread out right now. And because when you're looking at a 4-4-2 from the back line, 4 defenders, 4 middies, 2 strikers, and then you end up taking 1 striker away and putting a middy back as Pasco is doing right now, Pasco-Hernando. I'm just wondering, maybe you take a couple of your better defenders and you start marking up to stop this goal train that's occurring right now. Been a very clean game. Referees haven't had to deal with too much. Most of it, I would say, from a referee's standpoint, is dealing with the offsides calls. Bobcats have caught DSC a few times, but not as many as they would like. Ergo, the score.
Ball is going to be sent out. Daytona State will throw it in as Sydney Spender, the sophomore, another transfer from Kaiser University. Now in collegiate athletics, you've got that transfer portal, and Coach Clark admits that, yeah, she is a frequent visitor to it, checking out who can help our program, who can make us better,
right?
Whose skills can rub off on the rest of the team, and who is a fit here to be a part of Daytona State's soccer family.
And at the end of the day, these 2-year programs are grooming these players to move on. So, I have a sheet next to me over here about Falcons that have moved on, right? You have a number of players. Trujillo, if you remember Trujillo, right? Georgia State University, that's a big pick right there. De Silva, I remember calling her games. Palm Beach Atlantic University. McKeague, that's at William Jessup. I mean, everybody's moving on, and that's exactly what you want. This is, a time to groom them, to get them used to what college life is all about, get them scholastically ready for the next 2 years, their junior and senior years of their lives. And obviously, I think all coaches here are doing a great job of that.
Falcons attacking this time from the left side. It's Wilson, and a hard collision that time. Defender tried to cut her off and paid the price.
Ooh. That looked like ankle to ankle right there. I hope she's okay. She's in a good bit of pain. Trying to get the number, who that was. That'll be ice tonight and limp tomorrow. I think as a soccer player, we all know how that feels. And here's the replay. Slid tackle. Oh, yeah, that's shin to shin or shin to ankle. Looks like, okay, she's shaking it off.
And with your official hat on, that's not a card or anything on either side, is it?
No, a little bit aggressive for where the offensive player was. A little bit surprised, rather than just kind of, take it like a 50-50 ball, foot to foot. But, went for the harder tackle. Probably tried to play it off.
Flag goes up one
player.
Yep, there it is. An offside call.
They're going to have to do that. They're going to have to continue with that strategy, because that's the only thing that's going to slow down the Lady Falcons.
Under 10 minutes to play here in the first half. Stay tuned at the half. Special feature coming up. Our crew does such a great job of putting these features together, and we will feature Hope Clark, head coach of Daytona State women's soccer, at the half.
So deserving. Drew, the last time I got to be with you was during one of the volleyball games. First volleyball game, Drew, that I ever did. And I was going bonkers.
I had to keep you in your seat. That was probably the greatest game ever.
I was going nuts, man. I was like, you get to do this? Wow. I honestly, I loved it. I had such a great time with you, and it was so entertaining. Folks, come on down to your local state colleges, to your 2-year programs, and see how great these players are. They're amazing.
Absolutely. That was a classic against Eastern Florida. Went to 5 sets. Daytona State able to pull it out. Volleyball program doing great things. And now that ball's sent out. So it looks like Pasco-Hernando is going to try and get it here in some dangerous territory, trying to accomplish some good things here before the end of the first half. And again, big halftime show coming up. You'll want to stay with us.
You know, as a professor here, Drew, I've been lucky. I've had some of these scholastic athletes in my classes, and they're just such a pleasure to work with.
One touch by Harris. And now Daytona State. Along that touch line will be tapped out. Falcons will keep it.
Oh, changing the flag there.
Oh, okay. Anything surprised you so far? There's a collision. As number 10, Claudia Burkhalter, went nose to nose that time with a Daytona State player who's going to be a little slow getting up. Some contact there. And that was Morgan Hosier, I believe, number 4.
Ooh. Yeah, I think I probably would have used my body rather than my head on that one. That could get you into trouble. Luckily, everybody's okay. Seven and a half remaining. No clock stoppages at all. Haven't had any injury timeouts thus far. So right behind me, Drew, I mean, they have this, you mentioned Halifax Health, right, as part of the sponsorship here at Daytona State. And they partner, you know, Daytona State partners with Halifax Health. There's scholarships for students who are interested in, you know, nursing degrees to become an RN, to get their BSN, which has become something much more desirable by the hospitals. What's incredible is the program here has been heavily subscribed to, and they have a 98% placement rate from their nursing program, both the 2-year and the 4-year program. Just amazing. I mean, they already have a job when they're in their 4th year in most cases, but the placement rate is incredible. And as far as their passing rate to get their licenses is over 95%.
Wow.
It's the best in the state, if not the entire Southeast region, and I mean it's all over as far as the newspapers and its credibility and all that kind of stuff. So many kudos to that program that works with Halifax Health.
Halifax Health, education to employment, partnering with Daytona State to provide assistance for the education you need to start your healthcare career. Find out more at halifaxhealth.org/education to employment. Yeah, so many unique programs, unique classes and opportunities that you simply will not find at any other institutions throughout the state of Florida. It is incredible here at Daytona State.
You know, besides the administration, as well as the board of directors, seeing, you know, having that type of vision for the dormitories, for new programs, you know, such as they have the Academy of Beverage Science. Drew, I got to experience an event there. What an incredible thing that they're doing. They have computer-oriented programs that for networking, security, and cyber forensics and robotics. They have marine science and environmental programs here. I mean, it's just so many wonderful things happening at Daytona State College. And it is one of the most affordable tuitions in the nation.
Under 5 minutes, all Daytona State and more contact. Tell you what, Bobcats have got a lot more physical as this game has gone along, trying to send a little message. Caroline Boston, they're the sophomore out of Melbourne, former Vieira High School star. She is a fighter along that back line.
You know, and that it can come from two things. You know, maybe a bit of frustration, or they're trying to batten down the hatches just a little bit more, a little bit frustrated perhaps with the score, and saying, hey, we're better than this. You know, and that means you're going to get tougher, and therefore a few more fouls.
Picked up by Tara Taylor.
Now, you know, Drew, I got to ask you, because they're Heidi Basher, right?
Okay.
She's defender, 5'6", freshman. from Land O'Lakes. Okay, help me here. Where is Land O'Lakes? Because
Land
I only know the
O'Lakes.
butter.
Northern part of Tampa, Land O'Lakes, and there's 2 high schools there. Land O'Lakes High School, Legendary High School, and then there's also a new one called Sun Lake High School. As Falcons will attack again. Good job by the keeper, Daytona State trying to get it back. And now from way deep, another one launched, and tell you what,
Wow.
Anybody who is within range is taking a strike for the Falcons.
And that was about a 32-yard strike right there. It was a dipper. Luckily, Güemes got her hands on it. Here it is again. There it is, a dipper.
Taylor, you mean? Taylor.
Taylor, sorry. Yes, Taylor. I've gotten the Güemes, of course, is DSC. Taylor, the keeper for the Bobcats.
So placed down here by Morgan Hosher.
I want to call out Lucia Güemes because she hasn't really seen the ball that much, I guess.
Not much to do here in this first half. Little traffic inside that 6-yard box, and it comes back now. Hosher will try and send it in once more from straight out. Daytona State now have to reset. And there's the offside. So sometimes when you go back and forth that quickly like that, some players just get a little bit out of position. What happened there? You look at Jasmine Johnston, number 17, out of Jensen Beach. Good mix for Daytona State. Local players, players from around the state, players internationally as well. I mean, when it comes to mixing it up and getting players of different styles, different cultures, that I think is so special with this
it's
club.
such a rich experience. I was just on the phone with a friend of mine who was from England, from Tootingbeck, just outside of Trafalgar Square in London, where he was, we played ball together, and we're still friends. Now, I'm going to have to date myself here, Drew. That was 40 years ago, and we're still buddies. And we just got to talk. We haven't spoken for about 15 years. We've been writing. It wasn't like we didn't miss a beat. And that's the same experience that these, scholastic athletes get to have as well. There will be lifelong relationships being built out there, both on the soccer field, on the chalkboard with the coaches, and of course in the classrooms.
Under a minute to play in the first half. Daytona State dominating from the opening jump. Allison Worley had a couple goals to get the Falcons going, and they have not looked back. Shania Harris has 2. Akari Kashida had an absolute blast. And then Espinoza tacked on the latest. 30 seconds now.
So I guess you know who the leading goal scorer for Daytona State is throughout the last 5 games since the season began. And that would be Worley, adding 2, right, so far tonight. So she has 11 on the season.
And total, when you add them all up, Daytona State now with 49 goals on the season. Next, of course, number 50. We hope to see it in half number 2. Time has expired for the first session. 45 minutes in the books. Daytona State 6-0 over Pasco-Hernando State College. Not much to do for Lucia Güemes, the Falcons' keeper, as Daytona State heads to halftime in tremendous shape. So lots to talk about at the half, and a special feature on the head of Daytona State's program, Hope Clark. Coming up, it's halftime at Daytona.
My decision to come to Daytona State College really was a blessing. I feel that the institution chose me, but I also chose this because Daytona Beach has always held a special place in my family's heart. Believe it or not, we used to vacation here as soon as our daughter was born. And so when this position opened up, to me, it was the very best job in the country that opened up this year. And just was a huge privilege for me to come here. I've seen the facilities, the support from Dr. Labasso, the support in the family environment in the athletic department is exactly where I thrive, where I excel as a coach, as a woman, and as a leader. And for me, this is the very best place that God had put me. Here at Daytona State College, the facilities are second to none and some of the best that I've personally been a part of in my coaching career at any collegiate level. The support system, from the academic support center to the writing center to career services, are just absolutely impressive. As we say in our program, it's very difficult to fail here at Daytona State College. The support from the top, coming down from Dr. Labasso all the way through the individuals with METs in the cafeteria, to the professors, to the faculty, to the entire staff that makes this campus beautiful, a great learning environment for our young women, and certainly proud supporters of our Falcon family. Here at Daytona State, our soccer stadium is first class. It's definitely the best stadium I have ever had the privilege of coaching in my entire collegiate career. I'm always excited to step on that field and showcase it to other institutions that visit Daytona State, as well as prospective student athletes. I think it is just an unbelievable atmosphere come game time. And the production and the students that work on that production from our TV station and through that academic program, as well as the athletic staff, really make my job as a coach super easy. Every day is a joy for me to come out and work with them. Their work rate is phenomenal. They're growing each and every day. They have really bought into the culture that I'm bringing here to Daytona State College to create, in my hopes, a national championship program each and every year. It's a wonderful group of young women that excel in the classroom and on the playing field, and we will make them exceptional in the community here, working with additional programs and throughout our campus. So very blessed to work with this group of young women, and I'm excited about the future here at Daytona State College. I'm bringing with me a type of coaching style that really drives home what I like to say is be great. We preach here gratitude, resilience, effort, attitude, and togetherness. And I firmly believe that if we do things right off the field, our X's and O's are going to take care of themselves. To me, it's about building a culture, and a culture that sustains year in and year out, so that we are continuing to produce top-level student athletes, those that are going to perform both academically and athletically as we move them on to the next four-year institution for them. I also play a very high-pressure, fast-paced style of play. I like to press up the field, and really like to play the beautiful game. So our young women have to be extremely fit to play in my program, and I think that's it's been a little bit of a shift here, and I'm excited about how they've really jumped on board, grasping that, and again, seeing them play each and every day, just really getting better, buying into the new style of play. My decision to be a coach, and certainly at the collegiate level, has come from a number of different places. My father was a huge inspiration to me as a young woman. Going through the sport, he really pushed me to play soccer. It was not my first love by any means, but it was where my greatest opportunity was. I had the opportunity to go play at Virginia Tech, develop the best friendships and the best student athlete experience I could ever imagine. And I just really wanted to do that each and every day for other young women. For me, working with the ages of 18 to 21 most of the time is just a gift. It really is. It keeps me young. It keeps me excited. To me, it's not really work. I get to come here and do what I love to do, and I can inspire a lot of young women, I hope, to become the best version of themselves each and every day. So I think a lot of it is not just on the playing field, but much of it off the playing field.
It feels amazing. I mean, the stands, everything looks great,
The best part is that we have the TV program, so it helps expose our team. We got a really good team, so I'm just excited every time we get to step out here.
We got to find a way to put the ball in the back of the net more consistently when you get those chances. Because when you're playing a good team, you're not going to get that many chances. So you got to maximize your opportunities.
We understand this year has been overwhelming for most of our community. The struggle to take care of yourself and your family. The uncertainty. At Halifax Health, our doors are always open, and we're here to make you feel safe again. We're here so you don't have to hide from your health. We're here to take care of you. Halifax Health. Live your life well.
Daytona State College is expanding nursing and healthcare programs with additional classes at the Flagler Palm Coast campus. With new state-of-the-art learning facilities, students will be able to finish all requirements for the nursing completed in 2 years, then transition easily into the online bachelor degree for increased earning potential. Call 386-506-3052 or visit us online at daytonastate.edu.
Thinking about college? Through Direct Connect, you can transfer from Daytona State College to UCF to complete your bachelor's degree and save big on tuition. In fact, an AA at DSC guarantees you admission to any Florida public university. Find out more at daytonastate.edu.
Your first step into a career in the music industry is right here at Daytona State College. The faculty in the music production program are all industry professionals with decades of professional experience. Their offices are lined with gold and platinum records, Grammy Awards and nominations, and all sorts of accolades for the work they've done.
The number one thing I love about, just coming here to Daytona State College is that the professors, they know what they're talking about. For prospective students, they can rest assured that, hey, these professors, they know what they're doing, they've done the work.
Amazing teachers and professors and people who have worked in the industry and know their stuff.
The experiences that they've had and the projects that they've worked on and all the amazing artists they've worked with, I had no idea that people with those kinds of careers were teaching other people how to do it.
The music production program includes courses in audio engineering, studio production, sound design, post-production, studio maintenance, sound reinforcement, songwriting, music business, and more.
The years that I was there just gave me the complete vocabulary of what I needed in order to succeed.
Jazz combo is just so fun. It's just so fun. I have no other words for it.
The studio maintenance class I absolutely loved, which I did not expect to. I thought I was going to come into the class and learn to solder and be done with it.
That's what it's about, though. That's what this program's great for. It gives different opportunities. If you're not necessarily as studio-minded, you want to be out in the field, you want to travel, you want to do the live show thing, there's still a lot to be taken from this program.
Our facilities include 2 recording studios, a mix room, a studio maintenance lab, classrooms, computer labs, and 2 live performance venues. The facilities and equipment in the music production program rival any facility in the country. Students learn and work with the same caliber of equipment used by professionals all around the world.
I never knew that this was here or that this sort of equipment was available to study on.
It's a little different than other programs because it's more versatile in the sense of having large-scale venues to do live sound and record at the same time.
Students enter the program as part of a cohort. The program is designed so that those students will stay together as they progress from semester to semester. Networking is a huge part of the music and entertainment industry, and quite often those connections start in college.
I think working at Disney, I have 3 or 4 other people there that I see constantly that I know from here.
So yeah, everybody, after the program ends, everybody sort of goes their own separate way and on their path. But I still talk, we talk about gear,
There are so many career options for students who graduate from our program. We have graduates working in live sound, theme parks, sound and video, technicians for conventions, post-production for film and television, recording studios, radio and TV broadcasts. We have graduates working as performing and recording artists with successful careers on stage, writing and producing their own music, as well as producing for other artists.
Yeah, so after I graduated, I moved to New York. I toured with bands like Coldplay, Radiohead, Motley Crue.
And right now, I'm producing for other artists and sort of doing more beat making and kind of track writing. And then I also make music for myself. But definitely I'm going more towards the production and producing route.
I'm currently employed at the Walt Disney World Company, and I'm an audio tech there. I'm also a firework technician.
I wish that I had chosen this program or looked into this program more heavily when I graduated high school, rather than choosing a larger university because of what comes with that.
My advice to any student would be, don't be intimidated, and if you're interested, this will prepare you. You don't have to have prior knowledge, and if you do, that's great too.
Yeah, I definitely recommend this program to anyone that wants to get involved recording or doing audio production as a whole. It's extremely useful, and anything that you want to do with audio, you can learn at this program.
You just have to follow your dreams and have that passion and make sure that you create those opportunities out of your passion.
If you've always dreamed of a career in the music and entertainment industry, Daytona State College is the place for you.
Absolutely gorgeous night here on the campus of Daytona State College. Full moon in effect. It is October. You know, Halloween is approaching.
Halloween.
We're going to see a few of those here in the next
The moon cheese.
several weeks. 6-0 your score, Daytona State. They've put a lot of scare into the Bobcats of Pasco-Hernando Community College. Pasco, a team with a first-year head coach, and right now it is Hope Clark's program dominating in the first half. So many highlights to choose from, Ted. It was like a highlight reel in that first half, and it all started with Allison Worley, the young lady who has come here out of Troy University. She's got the Melbourne roots, and she is playing right at home. Shania Harris also tucking one in.
Oh, and then there's that bender there from number 15, which was Kashida.
Kari Kashida with that incredible strike. That's about as active as Güemes had to be, the keeper for Daytona State, as Harris, a goal right there. And then the final goal, Espinoza, Alejandra Espinoza, making it 6-0. So Daytona State showing why they are the number 13 rated team in NJCAA soccer. And again, number 10 in the United Soccer Coaches Poll. That Coaches Poll means a lot because that means that you're getting the respect of your peers and the other coaches around the country. You can accelerate your education by taking advantage of the incredible opportunities offered through Halifax Health partnership with Daytona State College. If you want a rewarding career in healthcare, find out how we can help at halifaxhealth.org/education to employment. Halifax Health, proud supporter of Falcon Athletics and the official healthcare provider of the Falcon Athletic Program.
Yeah, and again, that program, you know, there's scholarships to be offered from Halifax Health, from the college itself, in order to go and become a nurse, right? They also have a Bachelor of Science in Nursing at Daytona State College. The placement rate, I told you before, Drew, is through the roof, bar none, one of the top nursing programs in the Southeast. And forget about it, whether it's a 2-year or 4-year program, they rival the 4-year programs for sure, as they do have a bachelor's in nursing. So we're off to a quick start here. I wonder what some of the adjustments will be from Mark Leonard, the coach of the Bobcats, Drew.
Here's Güemes attacking, little contact there with the keeper, and you can tell the Bobcats have come out just saying, hey, we've got absolutely nothing to lose. If you have a shot, take it. So Daytona State trying to get possession here. That ball will go out of bounds. The Bobcats will throw it in on the far side.
You know, and I would tell my team, okay, yeah, you know, we're down 6-0. Okay, I understand. There's a shot of the coach.
That's Mark Leonard.
And, you know, I'd say, okay, let's see what good things, what positives we can take away. Let's not look at the scoreboard right now. Let's see what kind of possessions we can string together. And that's what I'd be focusing on as a coach. Great move right there.
Bobcats again will take another shot. So already more activity offensively here in the first 2 minutes of half number 2 than we saw in the entire first half.
Right. Actually, now that we flipped the script, right, in the actually, yes, at Daytona State right now, it's been in their defensive third for more than the whole first half.
Falcons trying to answer here. Their keeper comes out. And we've got a new goalkeeper. It's Athena Peterson, who is in the net for Pasco-Hernando State College. She is going to be put on guard here and just does not stand a chance against this Falcon attack. 7-0. And that is Wakaba, the freshman out of Japan, getting on the score sheet.
Wakaba. Kogweir. Wakaba Kogweir. Just a great job right there. So calm. Obviously easier to be calm when it's, you're up 6-0. Now it's 7. I'm sure the DSC production crew here will be able to show us a replay.
So Wakaba Kogweir fixes the ponytail and back into position. Daytona State, what an answer as the Bobcats come out, get a couple shots on goal, and Falcons silence that rally very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, there seems some positives were working there for the Bobcats, and those positives have just been stolen and cashed in by Daytona State.
Near handball there. It'll set up another shot just left of the post. What a strike.
That was a ripper. Man, there was a lot of pace on that ball right there.
And you are seeing what makes an elite player at this level. Ball striking ability, Ted, is huge. And watch this whip. And it came from Kogweir.
Oh, that missed the post by less than a foot right there.
So Wakaba showing what she is all about here, and we're going to get a little talking to by the official.
And just getting a little bit chippy. Again, frustration setting in. I didn't see the altercation.
Well, it's number 2, Caroline Boston. She was heavily involved in that first half. Very scrappy defender. She'll do anything to keep the ball out of her own net, anything to win. And now Daytona State turning near side. Pretty good looking run here. Allison Worley. Worley able to cut it back, keep the ball at her feet. Falcons have been very calm, even when they've been in traffic tonight. Keeper comes out, can't get a hand on it.
Oh, that was dangerous. Good thing keeper's okay, though. That was cleaned up by the Bobcat defense. Just can't find those outlets.
So, Ted, what do you think about the change for goalie for Pasco-Hernando, going with Athena Peterson? Another one is going to be sent in. Daytona State is rolling. 2 goals already here. And again, it is Wakaba, the freshman from Japan. Wakaba Kogweir, showing the overall skill.
To answer your question in short, right before that happened, Drew, right now I don't think the way the DSC Lady Falcons are going at it, who's in goal doesn't really matter. You're getting one-on-one breakaway opportunities as you're watching right here, folks at home. Just too difficult right now for a goalie.
It's almost like the goals have come in twos. Also, to start the game, we saw Worley, then Harris had a deuce, and now Wakaba adds on 2 of her own.
Yep. Very good observation there. Very good observation. Yeah, obviously we're going to have to start looking out there and seeing what names are different as we go through the possession of half number 2. Looks like most of the players that were on before are still on for Daytona State Falcons. The bench hasn't emptied yet. Yep, that's picture perfect right there. To the outlet, left wing. Goalie is in a bad spot.
Boy, you just said it. Keeper left the goal wide open, and she had defensive help there. It's almost like she doesn't quite trust it.
Again, you're looking at it, just that mass of players that were in that 1/3 for the Bobcats.
So Daytona State playing it back. You see a team that is so incredibly skilled. Did have that tie to Monroe College. Shows you how good Monroe is. Back here on September 22nd. I caught the end of that game as I was coming out of the volleyball game on that night, as Daytona State working it, trying to get into the final third. Once again, the ball will sail out. You know, Friday night is going to be epic here on campus. Begins with Alumni and Friends Social at 4:30 to 6:30 here at the soccer stadium. You can join us for complimentary hors d'oeuvres and Fiesta-inspired beer samples from the Beverage Science Program. And that is, of course, restricted to adults 21 years of age or older. So, Ted, bring your ID. You can contact Kristen Hansen to RSVP. Kristen.Hansen@DaytonaState.edu. Falcons trying to whip it around, and they'll send that ball just wide of the goal because, Ted, later on that night, soccer stadium entry area, 5 to 7:30 p.m., the Friday night fiesta. They're going to have dinner here, students, faculty, staff, free with a valid college ID. Then you can stay for that epic men's game. Friday night, it is going to be happening here.
Drew, I mean, we were just talking about going out to dinner before we do the game on Friday. Why not just come here and have a bit of dinner? I mean, that's a great idea. I mean, free is for me, please.
Ball cleared by the Bobcats. Daytona State trying to get on top of it.
Yeah, Daytona State's arsenal still hot.
Falcons have put on a show tonight.
Again, I just want to see some real positive outcomes here. Whoa, oh boy, that could be a card. Yep, it's coming out. Yep, and that's not the two of clubs. It's a yellow.
So Caroline Boston is booked here
Yellow card issued
with just under 38 minutes to play.
I'm just glad to see number 23.
That's Peyton Decado.
Decado get up being okay. That was a rough tackle.
See Caroline saying, I was playing the ball.
Yeah, you could read the lips, but hey, didn't look that way to the ref, and I'm kind of in agreement. Here at collegiate level, you'll notice the clock is stopped. You don't see that in the pro level. You see additional time added. Actually, I think that's the way to do it, rather than this +4, +5 minutes that they do in Premier League and the Bundesliga. I mean, just stop play for a little bit. Make it 45 minutes, and that's it. That's what's on the clock.
Good looking cross that time. But again, tried for the one-timer, sent it just wide. I believe that was Espinoza coming up to try and get a foot on it.
Yeah, and Espinoza, I mean, she knows it. Coming with that left foot, it would have been better if she had taken it kind of with an angle toward the goal and then with the right foot, but caught it just a little bit late, and that's a hard ball to hit when it's just coming across like that and a parallel, right perpendicular to the sideline.
Subbing in for the Falcons, number 28, Alexis Harden. For the Bobcats, number 12.
So Alexis Harden will come into the game. Freshman defender for Daytona State. Falcons just no signs of slowing down. Watch the way they distribute and attack. They attack with purpose. Oh, ground gonna love that as Morgan Hosier makes the move.
And the Pasco-Hernando player returned the favor back through the legs. I mean, we used to, back in our day, we used to call it a meg or a salad. I remember my friends from Jamaica would call it. Not sure exactly how the terms originated, but that's what we used to call it. Good job there. Nice distribution. But they're going into a team, of 6 Lady Falcons there with only 3 offenders from the Bobcats. That's tough to beat right there. Gonna have to bring more players up if you want a scoring opportunity.
Falcons able to track it. See that back line. They have performed well here tonight. Güemes now building from the back. That is a tight-knit unit back there. Mentioned how Coach Manor has done a good job bringing that unit together, making them really play with pride and passion. Do not want to allow a goal. And they have not done that. A clean sheet here thus far. Daytona State able to play once again on the Pasco-Hernando half. There's Wakaba. She's been the star in the second half. Flag will stay down, and the keeper comes up. Got lucky that time. Athena Peterson got to it. Again, that could have been big-time trouble.
Good for the keeper, though, to get out and come up with that steal right off the foot. Yeah, it's just being outmatched. I mean, you've been watching this, but again, if I'm, Mark Leonard, the coach for the Bobcats, I just want to see how many can I string along in one possession? How many passes, right? All right, as we start to coordinate those triangles, right, and the through balls, the wall balls, etc., square balls, what can we coordinate that we can take away as a plus? We'll say the Bobcat goalie is not afraid to use all of the square yardage from the 18-yard box.
Spade with the throw in. Trying to track it down is Samuels. Samuels been a good spark off the bench. Really like what 13 brings to the field. Oh, nicely done. This is Fuentes.
Oh, beautiful wall ball exchange there.
And again, the keeper, Peterson, able to douse the flame. See Jada Samuels. She is knocking on the door right now.
Yeah, that was just great work in a tight space. Also a wall ball is also known as a give and go. Absolutely perfectly executed. What a crisp, beautiful night, Drew, huh? And, we're going to have some of those nights where the fog is going to kind of eliminate this beautiful, clear view. But it is just gorgeous, really setting up nice for the homecoming that you mentioned for this weekend. I think you used the word epic. We're going to be a part of it, Drew. I know we are going to be eating here.
So exciting to be on campus here at Daytona State in the fall. Great men's program. Can't wait to see Coach Sasnett on Friday night. And then once again come back for a Saturday showdown with the ladies as well. Drew Felios and Ted Sofianos, 8-0 is your score. All Falcons from the start. Coming up on 30 minutes to play in this game. It has been a scoring exhibition for Daytona State. 2 goals from Allison Worley, the transfer from Troy. Shania Harris has 2 goals. Also Kashida, the player from Japan, with an incredible blast. Espinoza added 1, and Wakaba Kagwir with 2 goals here in the second half. And our camera crew doing a great job capturing all of those. And the staff once again bringing you tremendous coverage of Daytona State sports.
Oh, this is, I'm sorry, this is just as good a sports network I've ever seen, Drew. The way the production crew handles themselves, and of course, some of the young, college members here, students, I should say.
Look out, here comes Worley again. She cuts it back. Clear path now. It's knocked down. Samuels goes and gets it. This one's set up, and it skates just by. Worley going to track it down. Daytona State playing like it is 0-0, even though they lead by 8 goals. And eventually, Taylor with the save.
Some great presence there. And you can tell they've been, even though it's a 2-year program, you can see that they just know each other. They know where they're going to be. They have that anticipation about each other. And that comes with, honestly, a lot of practice, a lot of trust also, Drew. To trust each other and know where you're going to be. As I was mentioning before, 2-year program. We mentioned the nursing program as well here. right now, you know this, Drew, we're in a shortage at the whole state of Florida, if not the whole country, when it comes down to teachers. And they have here at Daytona State it's a premier education program for folks who want to get into elementary ed, eventually, whatever have you, middle school, grades 6 through 8 or 7 through 9, depending on the region, and of course, high school level. And they do such a great job. And just like with the nursing program, they also have a number of schools set up in this local region to have those internships so they can do their practicums. And it's just incredible as far as that type of, associations that they have, those programs and relationships they have with the community.
Now it's Worley getting past the defender, Baggett, and just sending it a bit to the left. So Falcons continue to fire away with an 8-goal lead.
I mentioned the word community. You think about this stadium, right? This beautiful pitch that we're looking out upon tonight. So many other local schools get to use these facilities for practice. Sometimes there's games here, especially when it's not the normal season that they have going on right now, because you don't want to, obviously take away from the beauty of the field, because it could get pretty torn up if you have too many players and too many, practices going on here.
Played out of center circle now. Give the Daytona State bench lots of credit. They have come in with a purpose immediately upon checking in as Espinoza goes down. And now we'll place it down here. Falcons will start it just outside that center circle. 28 minutes left to play in this game. Daytona State likely going to improve to 6-0-2. Still no losses on the year, but they do have 2 draws. This one is launched over everybody, and Taylor in good position to take care of it. It's always a long season. Long, but it can also go very quickly, no matter what. Coach Clark constantly saying, ladies, it is about the journey here on campus, not about the destination. We want to have a great experience together, and you're seeing some nifty footwork.
Wow.
Daytona State attacking. Allison Worley trying to shake it free.
That was an incredible exchange. Beautiful pass work in a tight, really just Picasso-like. 1 heel ball, 1 behind the back. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. Those middies and center forwards making it look so easy. Here it is again, Drew. Back heel.
Oh, my goodness.
Outlet. And almost resulted in 26, Worley scoring another one.
Now, it looks like for Daytona State, we could see here momentarily, Ted, a change at the goalkeeper position. Want to get some of these other ladies some experience, get them on the field. Build for the future.
And wow. And it truly does serve 2 purposes. There's going to be some sophomores that are not getting a lot of playing time. And then, conversely speaking, some freshmen who definitely need the experience.
Harris back in the game for Daytona State, and there is the change at goalkeeper.
And number 8, Shania Harris.
So the new keeper, welcome, Isabella Mori, freshman out of Niceville. She is a part of the U20 team out of Panama. She is an international player, so very talented young lady who is in now at keeper for the Falcons.
Wow, how does Hope Clark, recruit these players? I mean, just that's really just a testament to, obviously the program's health and wealth here at Daytona State.
Split the defenders, and now give it to Harris. Harris, that last line of defense scrambling, sends it in on the ground. No damage done. Tell you what, Athena Peterson's been pretty good in goal here in the second half.
Yeah. It was just that one, a little bit trepidatious play, but she did well. For the rest of them that we've been seeing, again, there was 2 times where those goals, number 7 and 8, she was just in a bad spot, but that certainly wasn't because of poor keeping skills at all. She didn't have a chance with that one-on-one, and it started all the way back from the midfield line. I'm trying to remember, Drew, as I look and harken back, did the Bobcats have one corner so far this game? I think they've had one.
See that Daytona State bench, so enthusiastic. Everybody into the game. Everybody standing up right on top of the action. You can just tell by that body language. Everybody eager to get in, get their opportunity.
Yeah.
And again, this is one of those games, if you haven't played all season, you get your number called here tonight to do something good.
No, so true. And it also, you need that fan base, believe it or not, because there's nobody on that side of the field. And you actually do need, your players talking to you. Helping you direct when your back is to, the defender and you're receiving the ball. You need to be called out and spoken to. And so that's great communication right there, and everybody standing up as it should be.
Ball sent in motion. Once again, Daytona State just there to swallow it up, ending any threat. Harris with a long ball, and it'll be sent right in to the Falcons bench. Saturday, October 8th, part of homecoming weekend, Ted, you can catch the Falcon 5K family fun run / walk at the soccer stadium right here. Check in 7 a.m. We'll start it up at 8 a.m. Registration is $25 per person, $15 for students, free for children 12 and under. And if you register, you get a T-shirt, and other awards will be presented, including a free pair of running shoes for the first male and female over 12 to catch Freddie the Falcon. How about that?
I'm telling you, Drew, we do have an 11 o'clock game that day to do, but wondering, do you want to do the 5K with me and do the game?
You know what? How about next year? Put me off 1 year. I'll take a rain check on that one.
I was thinking maybe to do both.
I'll show up and I'll just cheer you on. How about that?
No, I was seriously thinking about it. Ooh.
Trying to get the angle. And once again, Allison Worley looking for more.
Handball? Yeah, handball.
Bobcats coming at you. Back line there for the Falcons. Harris. Right now, Boston play for Daytona State.
I did hear some of the Bobcat fans below us here at the stands saying, putting it to the corner, trying to give some direction to that Bobcat midfield. Again, there it is. Great distribution technique. Ball into space. That's what you want to do, but that Lady Falcon was covered there. I think that was Sheeta on the left wing.
So another substitution here for Daytona State, and I believe that is Spinder, who has just gotten off the bench. Ariana Wilson, the sophomore out of Cape Coral, Mariner High School, coming into the game. I think for Pasco-Hernando, a much better second half put together than first half, clearly.
Right.
Now Claudia Burkhalter. Oh, what it would mean to that program to take a goal with them on the road. Daytona State's not going to let that happen, though.
Yeah, Claudia had a great chance there to take the ball into space. But again, if you don't have the ensemble.
Falcon attack, shifting it to the right. Allison Worley, defender marking her. Now sends it back to the middle. That back line in position. And just not enough numbers for the Falcons to put it away. Oh, how about that, though? Win the 50-50 ball. Worley sending it in. Up for grabs.
Wow.
And it is taken away by Athena Peterson.
So strong on the ball. So less than 20 minutes remaining, Drew. Have, like you said, been a better half for the Bobcats. Haven't seen a lot of subs though from the Bobcats, and that's going to gas your players as well. They've been doing a lot of defending, which is extremely difficult.
So number 20 checks in for the Falcons. That's Skylar Comstock, freshman out of Lake Eustis, the Great Apopka High School. So they've played some great sports in Blue Darters country.
God, I remember, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, Popka Little League?
Oh, yeah. Popka Blue Darters, known for their football.
I think they won the national championships, though,
Yeah,
didn't they?
state championship seasons. Had a chance to call a few of those in the past. Camping World Stadium.
I know you're famous, Drew Felios. I know, the ubiquitous one. Pickleball, volleyball, football.
Have a chance also to travel to Tallahassee this December to be a part of the FHSA State Football Championship. So looking forward to that as well. Hey, it's fall season. Lots going on and soaking it all in. But the development here at Daytona State, Ted, and how these athletes arrive and how they leave, prime for the big time, something that just never gets old. And everybody that I interact with, I rave about this program and this coach here, Hope Clark, what she has done in such a short period of time. You mentioned Elena Diaz-Trujillo, the superstar who's now playing at Georgia State in the Sun Belt. The coach right next to her, Coach Manor. This staff at Daytona State, they are putting together a superpower soccer program. Everybody is taking notice.
And we're still kind of, not quite in the midpoint of the season, but it's going to be great to see how these Lady Falcons, it's pretty much, I think, a given. They're going to be leaders in their conference. It'll be interesting as, you go into interconference play, how it comes out, but they're pretty stacked as far as, their depth, middies, forwards, defense. I mean, and like you were saying before, so diverse, their backgrounds. It just adds so much flavor to what they have here and the chemistry.
Well, you saw the effort there. Bobcats looking for a foul, trying to get at least a PK in before the night is through. But the official simply swallows the whistle. Not going to let that happen. Let's take one more look at the run. Ted, put your soccer official hat on here.
Yeah, you see the arm. You see the arm come out there. That was Draper, right? Took the arm out, pushed down, and then kind of ran her over. Hopefully they're both okay. You can use your shoulder. You can body the person. You can get between, with whatever parts of your body that you could try to get in between. But once you pick up those arms or you flail those legs in like a tripping motion, then you're done. Referee's going to call it every time. Keep those elbows to your side and body them with the shoulder, and that will not be called.
Final 16 minutes here on WDSC TV. Here's Decado. Peyton Decado, the Ford out of Hudson. See, most of these players for Pasco-Hernando coming from that Tampa Bay area, areas like Brooksville and Palm Harbor and Lando Lakes, your favorite town, Ted. Wesley Chapel, once again.
Yeah, that was Koshman right there, number 2, just a minute ago. She's creating some havoc. There it is again. Well done, Koshman. Got some great speed, some really good moves. She has definitely been a bright spot for the Bobcats tonight. been enjoying her play. When she gets the ball, she's dangerous. Again, I was mentioning before the ensemble, you got to have the whole chorus in sync. And if you don't have enough players in the box, then guess what? Pull it back. Bring it back to the back line. Even if you have to go all the way back to the goalie, that's fine. Get everybody in play. No reason to force it down the throat, because you're not going to get it down the throat of Daytona State. No way. Just too good from what we've seen tonight and obviously every night. I mean, look at them. Once again, right now, I'm forecasting a shutout. No goals, right? Have they let up? Not one. And this will be game 7.
And looks like we're going to have another change at goalkeeper here. So Coach Hope Clark trying to get everybody some experience. And it is Megan Peak, the freshman out of Tampa Catholic. She started playing soccer a little bit late in high school, but never too late to take on another sport. Has fallen in love with the game. And Megan Peak, lots of talent. Good place to hone those skills here on the East Coast.
Oh, got a foot race, and that was a bit of a trip right there. 17. That was Klopek. Bounce right back up. She's okay. Going the other way. Drew, I've seen you now, I heard you actually on ESPN2. And you've been calling pickleball games. I mean, I don't know. I mean, talk about just this, how many arrows in the quiver do you have, sir?
Well, the big news this week, LeBron James just purchased a team with Major League Pickleball. So the game continues to just absolutely take the sports world by storm. I was actually last night in Phoenix, Arizona, just outside suburb, Scottsdale, Arizona. Tuesday night pickleball. We had 4 players on the women's side in the house. The great Callie Smith, tremendous star. You asked about it. That's why I'm talking about it. I can talk about it until the sun comes up. It's a fun sport. It's a thrill. And here in Daytona, there's a brand new facility, and maybe we can pay it a visit. Ted, you have, from what I understand. Tell me about it.
Oh, it's a beautiful. I'm just saying, I'm smitten and bitten by that sport myself. And, it's for all ages. That's what's so great. I'm playing with people who are 82 years old.
Wow. And they're kicking your butt.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Thank you, Drew. You must have seen me. They're hitting zingers past me, these guys. Honestly, it's a sport that anybody can play. It's wonderful.
I think that the moral of this story is be active, and it's never too late to take on a sport. And pickleball, as you get up in age, is the perfect sport to take on.
I mean, I still have my, my body still aches from, this beautiful sport we're watching. And we call it, Pele used to call it the beautiful game. Pele from Brazil, number 10, one of my heroes as I grew up. Bobby Charlton, another one. Oh, good job. Good job on Pasco-Hernando right there, the Bobcats. Good job holding the line right there on the defense and creating another offsides call by the referee. Good job on the referees.
Yeah, referee's been on top of that all night long. As you see if some more players are going to make their debuts here for Daytona State, coming off the bench now under 12 minutes to play. All Falcons from the start. Here, part of homecoming week. Talked about so much going on this week. There's also a homecoming ball. That's on Friday night, 8 to 11 p.m. Talked about the 5K on Saturday morning. Definitely want to be a part of that. And then leading up to that game on Saturday, it's going to be a party in the parking lot. Free cookout buffet from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. VIP tent for alumni and friends. And there's going to be a big tailgate party on Saturday morning.
Did you hear yourself? From 11 to 2 p.m., big party, free food, and we, here it is right there, folks, that you're seeing. Come on out.
There's the website. Check it out right now, daytonastate.edu/homecoming. And while we're celebrating homecoming, Falcons celebrating another goal, folks. 9-0, almost into 2 digits. As Ariana Wilson gets on the score sheet, the sophomore out of Cape Coral.
That's her first goal of the season for Ariana Wilson. Nice job staying calm. Again, very easy, much more easy to stay calm when you're 8 goals up.
I'll tell you what, Daytona State, they have been businesslike tonight. Obviously, a lot more weapons than the opposition. Pasco-Hernando overmatched here. But you haven't seen excessive celebration. You've seen a very focused team intent on getting better here.
If anything, that replay that we just saw was more of a muted celebration. And
Right.
I tell you, that's good. I think that's good sportsmanship right there. No reason to go, jumping this, and doing high fives and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it is what it is. It's a tough loss for any team. But, I'm sure Mark Leonard is going to try to pick up the pieces and say, okay, what can we take away from some of the good things that we've done? And some of the things that I have watched, like Burkhalter, good distributor. Watching number 2, that was Kloshman. Just some great skills there, some great speed. Here's 14. We've mentioned her before as well, Erin King. So there's definitely some bright spots, and perhaps with some more time together, you're going to see just a better, culmination of skills for this team.
10-minute mark, throwing now for the Falcons. Alexis Harden will hand this one off, and Morgan Hosher will throw it in. We've talked a lot about homecoming tonight as it takes place throughout the week, and it comes at a perfect time, being that it comes right after the aftermath of Hurricane Ian, as this town was hit pretty hard. Coming into town, Ted, I saw near the Speedway all the power trucks and the personnel that has been trying to put everything back together, and it has been, really devastating for so many folks throughout the state of Florida. And we wish everybody affected by the storm the best and recovering, and hopefully everybody is safe and sound. Things can be replaced, but lives certainly cannot.
No, so well said. I've had some students that have reached out to me and explained to me, hey, I need a little bit of leeway here with the work, with the due dates and whatnot, and of course, that's what we're supposed to do. I don't need, as a professor, and none of us do at Daytona State, at any community college or state college, I said, or four-year program, to stress out any students when they're going through such hardships.
Flag up, offside called on Ariana Wilson. So another goal kick coming up here for Pasco-Hernando. Officials have done a good job keeping this game in check. Just one yellow card has been handed out to Caroline Boston, but has not really had an effect on the outcome, obviously. Madison Oliver now on top of it for the Bobcats.
You were mentioning before homecoming and, some of the students who have moved on, whatever program that we want to talk about. But where are they going to go? What are they going to do? I mean, that's some of the discussions that will, I'm sure, be ensuing as we look at the homecoming weekend. But, as you think about some of the marquee programs here at Daytona State, I've mentioned the nursing program, in unison with, Halifax Health, but also some of the local school districts around here and the great education program. We need educators, folks. If you're looking for a degree in education, and I can tell you it's one of the most worthwhile things that you can do to give back to your community, and it's for self-fulfillment as well, to become an educator, one of the most beautiful gifts that you can give back, and even for yourself. Daytona State has that program here, and it's an incredible program because of the relationships they have with the local school districts.
Ball be sent out. Ashley Chlapik, former Countryside Cougar, sending it out for Pasco-Hernando. And as we approach 7 minutes, Daytona State will try and get it in position once again. I think they'd like to maybe add another goal, make it a double-digit lead. They're going to win this game regardless. They are not going to let up until that final whistle here at Daytona State Soccer Complex. Once again, the men take center stage Friday night. It's going to be fun here as they take on the University of Fort Lauderdale, 7 p.m. on WDSC TV. Definitely want to join us for that. Kochman again runs into that back line for Daytona State. Falcons, every time they've been threatened, they've been able to come up with a near giveaway there. Luckily.
And here it is.
And there it is. You see Burkhalter waiting for it.
Oh, yeah, that was a foul from behind. Going to have it from about 25 yards away. It'll be an indirect kick. Wasn't a hard foul. The harder it is, that's where you get the direct, kick versus an indirect kick. Indirect kick means another player has to touch. Now again, I'm dating myself, so obviously I am incorrect. It is going to be a direct kick, which means no one has to touch it.
And here it comes. Ball's got some good velocity on it. That was screaming right at the goalkeeper peak. But it sails over the crossbar and no damage done.
That was a great strike and great idea. That was certainly, within a foot of the bar, which is not easy to do from 25 yards out. Great shot.
Subbing in for the Falcons, number 5.
And you know that
Sydney
Coach Hope Clark wants to keep that squeaky clean, zero balance as far as the, goals against. None at this point in time in any game. And that's a win for the defense, That's like when your football team, the defense scores 7 points. I mean, it doesn't happen very often. And that is akin to a zero, a shutout in soccer.
So if you are Pasco-Hernando, mentioned much better second half played than what we saw in half number 1 when they conceded 6 times, just 3 times in the second half. You take that, everything in the second half, you put it in a bottle and you say, hey, let's take this with us to our next showing and try and build on it. And if you're Daytona State, you're going to come out of here with a blowout victory. And just keep fine-tuning this machine that has developed here in 2022. Players hungry to accomplish so much in their soccer careers. As another save here by Peterson.
Yeah, Peterson has had a little bit better time of it.
This is Harris, so dangerous.
I don't like to say the word aloud. Taylor, who was first keeper for the Bobcats, it's not goals allowed. Those were excellent goals when one-on-one situations break down in the defense. So they certainly weren't allowed by the keeper. They were just tough goals to guard against.
Falcons attacking again. This is Spinder, who just checked in. Sydney Spinder trying to fend off the defender. And looking for a corner kick. I don't think she's going to get it.
And the Bobcats were a little upset. That was offside. Offsides wasn't called. From this angle, it looked like she was offside, but hey, it's a goal kick regardless.
Dina Peterson making her case for more playing time for Pasco-Hernando. Had a pretty good go of it here in half number 2, but all Daytona State, another dominant performance. And so far, if this score holds up, Ted, they will have outscored Pasco-Hernando 17-0 here this season.
Wow. Whew, that's quite a tally. That is quite a tally.
Ariana Wilson to throw it in. Ball's going to be sent over the fence. And Daytona State will toss it in one more time. Homecoming festivities here on campus. Talking about our game on Friday night, the men's game we're going to be a part of. We invite you to come here to the stadium. In fact, as much as we love you watching the game here on our broadcast, we even love it more when you're in attendance, in person. Little mix up there. Referee blows it dead. And this one will also go the other way.
There was so much going on with the food, the movies, free for alumni and folks who have a student ID and faculty. I mean, come on down, folks. And another thing, Drew, when we're doing the 11 o'clock game here, they also have lunch for you and I. Well, not really just for you and I, but.
And it's free?
And it's free, Drew. Just saying. I'd like to sample what might be on the menu.
So much going on. An alumni golf outing scheduled for the weekend. Women's volleyball. Florida Southwestern State will come here on campus. Also softball and baseball alumni games as well. Final minute. Pasco-Hernando State College trying to build their program.
Nice hit.
Tonight overmatched by Daytona State. See if they can get a shot off here. Look out, here it comes! Whoa. And that was nearly put into the back of the net as Megan Peak was put on notice. Kaylee Koshman nearly broke the shutout.
Yeah, I mentioned her name a number of times. I mean, that was their best effort thus far. Almost broke that squeaky clean 0 goals record for Daytona State. And here's a replay. As we end.
The final score of tonight's match.
So good effort by the Bobcats, but Daytona State College, another stellar performance for the ladies in blue and white. Jasmine Johnston, the sophomore, happy with what transpired. 9-0, the final count. 6 goals in the first half, 3 more in the second half. This Falcons soccer program is something else. And we've got more soccer coming up in the coming days. The men's program takes center stage. That's just a few days away. 48 hours from now, right here will be a part of it. Bart Sasnett has done so many great things with the program. The original head coach of Daytona State Soccer. His men will take the pitch Friday night, 7 p.m. right here on WDSC. We love when you watch our streams. We invite you to come here in person, be a part of Daytona State Soccer. And like we said, festivities going on before the game.
Get out of the house. The weather's beautiful. Come on down. Join us in the stands. I mean, you're just going to love it.
Halifax Health looking for its next healthcare superstar. Find out how to become one at halifaxhealth.org/education to employment, the official provider and supporter for the Falcon Athletic Program, Halifax Health. Social media. We invite you to hit us up during broadcasts. Love to mention you on social media, as long as it's nice, of course. There you go, at DSC Falcon Sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as well. Daytona State, very active on social media. The Falcon family accomplishing great things on the field, on the court, and in the classroom. We hope you enjoyed it, folks. We certainly did. Daytona State soccer improving to 6-0-2. From all of us at Daytona State College, for Ted Sofianos, our phenomenal broadcasting crew, I'm Drew Fellio saying so long and happy homecoming week. We will see you Friday night here on campus. Daytona State women, winners once again. Have a great night.